So I wanted to talk about this guy, the goat tool. I've carried this for maybe about a year, maybe a little bit less than that, but I think they're a great company, and I think from what I've seen on YouTube is that people have basically disliked a lot of things with them. I know that they dislike the deployment, on how easy or hard it is to pull your tools out. I also noticed that people don't like the cutters, and I think a lot of people just want to buy something and have it perfect right out the box. And what I like about this tool is basically you can customize it and make it the way you want it. Not just even with the tools that are, you can buy separate blades or whatever, and basically purchase the tools to make it the way you want it. But I've done some other things with it. I mean, some people would say it's redneck or whatever, but I'm a heavy equipment mechanic, and I needed something that was slim enough, that had a pocket clip, and was able to, I would be able to address maybe some things while I'm working that I don't want to basically get out from under a piece of equipment and walk all the way to the box, to my toolbox, and get the tool, especially if, it's difficult to get into a position maybe under a piece of equipment, and there's just less time and effort spent on retrieving a tool from your toolbox. So what I've set this up is just the basic maybe application for what I do, and I gotta say that I have never had a tool like this. I really have not ever had a tool that was in my pants pocket that I could just deploy at any time and solve a lot of problems. I also carry my Benchmade 940 Osborne, and prior to having this tool, I use this kind of like as a tapping hammer, but these scales are made out of aluminum, so that was not really kind to this knife. I use primarily this knife. I actually don't use it to cut. I use it to scrape and excavate dirt from an area that I'm working on, maybe to get to a fitting or whatever. I do try to maintain this and sharpen it, just so that if there's a chance I need to cut open a package or something, then I can do that. But I have that use with this. So this is a great knife, and I love this knife. This is actually my third one. One of them, I didn't realize, I didn't check it in with my bag when I was flying. I forgot to, and so they confiscated it. And then there's my other one I lost. So, but this is a great knife. Put the deep carry pocket clip on it, so it basically just disappears inside the pocket. It's a great thin little knife. I also have my flashlight that I carry. Okay, so all of this stuff I carry every single day. It's not just on, the job site. This light has been so good. There's one mode. That's all that it does. But it's a great inspecting light. But anywho, this. Okay, so you can loosen these a little bit to get a quicker deployment, but I don't run mine that way because I use this as my tapping hammer. And I don't want the stuff falling out while I'm trying to, you know, there's different ways to carry, to tap, or whatever. But I don't want my implements coming out while I'm in the midst of doing that. So I run mine tight, and so say like I want the driver bit, then I pull open my scissors, and then I can push open the driver. Which some people would be that's inconvenient or whatever, but it's more important to me to have something thin enough to fit into the pocket that it kind of just disappears, but still have those tools. There are plenty of options out there for multi-tools that you get the thinness you want and all that jazz. And it has a bit driver, right? And so you're like, well, why don't I just get one of those? But this offers so much more to that, and that's because of this tool right here. This is a pick that I mean, it's a little redneck, whatever, but oh my God, I get so much use out of this. And pulling O-rings out, or, I mean, that's primarily what I use it for. It's just a phenomenal piece. Talk about the cutters. Okay, so a lot of people were saying that it just wouldn't cut. And I think it wouldn't cut because the way that this was originally, I took a Dremel and took some material out. Without that material gone, your wire had no place to go. It was basically just one big giant thick jaw. I mean the cutters, I mean you can see here, the cutters do come above the actual plier, but not enough. And so after I dremeled those out, it cuts fairly well, I have to say. Is there room for growth with this tool as far as the manufacturer? I definitely think there is. But from a lot of people I've been watching on YouTube, the disappointment or dissatisfaction is always voiced. And for me, I am willing to deal with a slow deployment to have a tool where I can add or delete implements. Right here, you can see that there's actually supposed to be 5, but there's 4, and that's because I put washers in there. And I couldn't justify having another implement that I just wouldn't use. And maybe a lot of my personality is things just have to be the bare minimum, I guess. And so, I mean, it'd be easy to say, well, you could put another tool in there, but that other tool would complement or complicate deploying other tools. And so spreading that out just helped so much with the deployment of a tool you need. I also took the file and I put a chisel on the end of it with my sander, and that's perfect for scraping like surfaces where you need, like pulling off an old gasket or something. I think a problem I've had with multi-tools and why I never carried one was that I needed to be the application for my workload or job or whatever. And all the other multi-tools that because I spent a long time on YouTube and trying to search out a tool that would be suitable for me. But they always had all these extra stuff that I'm just like, I'm never going to use that. And I'd rather have just what I need and know, like, I gotten pretty good in deployment and all that. It just takes time. You can also make your own scales. So I just took an old ruler and put that on there. I kind of always thought that rulers were overrated on multi-tools, especially I don't know, you have a tool usually maybe the length up to here and there's a ruler on it, and it's like, what am I going to use that for? I mean you can definitely use it for certain things, but not the field that I'm in. And so this, it goes all the way up to 4-inch. And so putting it up, up against a pipe or something, it's just, it works. So I kind of want to just make this review because I think the goat tool, a lot of people were disappointed with it. And I know that that company's Roxxon, they came out with the Roxxon Flex, and there's a whole bunch of craze about that tool, which is essentially it's the same thing. But I think why I don't like, I never owned one of those, but I think why I'm just like not interested in that is because of the shape of it. This thing is pretty thin and pretty compact, and I'm not very kind to my tools. This blade should actually be longer, and I was prying with this. I don't remember what I was prying, but I was prying something and it snapped. No, I know what it was. I was using it as a chisel, and so I had a hammer, and then it snapped the tip off that. So I just reprofiled that. But my stuff does not I'm not very nice to it. So I wanted something that would I could beat the crap out of and would just work. And I don't know if you guys know much about this company. The guy just started out, I don't know, that was maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But their warranty is phenomenal. And anything happens, anything breaks, whether it's misuse or not, lifetime guarantee, and you can't beat that. A lot of other companies have that policy or they also have that warranty too, but this is something that I really like the dimensions of. And the pliers they're spring loaded, so that's super nice. And I also wanted something, and maybe I'm just picky, but most multi-tools, their pocket clip will start down here. And I wanted something that was deep carry, and so that it would literally just disappear inside my pocket. And it's great. I put this in my left front pocket, put that in my right front pocket, coupled with my flashlight. This sits in my pocket like that, and everything is just easy to grasp. And so yeah, I just wanted to make this review, and hopefully that helped people or maybe brought to light some things. Do they need to sort some things out. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. But for the benefits that I've received from this, I'm willing to put up with slow deployment. The cutters was sorted out, and really the only drawback of this multi-tool now is the slow deployment. So if Goat Tool was able to sort that out a little bit, I think this would be the ultimate multi-tool. And this is coming from a person that has owned one. I've never had any other multi-tool. This is the first one, and I think it'd be fair to say I should try others, but financially speaking, I just don't have that luxury. So I spent, I think, a month or so on trying to decide what I wanted to buy. This is, I think they're $119 now. At the time, I think I got it for, I think I paid like 98 bucks for it. And when you have a mortgage and a wife, and now I've got kids, you can't just be, I'm going to try this or I'm going to try that. I wanted to make sure that I got what I wanted. And it's great because if this thing ever breaks or something happens to it, I think they're $9 on their website, and just throw another one in. And what's even cool about that is I could also chisel this side, have a scraper that side too, and then I could also have another one that just has the, because there's a filed edge here, and have, I have different options, I guess is what I'm saying. But this tool, I love it. I love it a lot. And I am grateful to have it. And I just wanted to voice, don't give up on Goat Tool. I think they're great.